kato katoa, welcome everybody, I'm Mama Andy and today we're going to be doing a deep dive into some 80s sitcom theme tunes. So hold on to your hats because it's about to get wholesome.
Mama Andy's got a song for you.
Many years ago, before Netflix, there existed a thing called the situational comedy, also known as the sitcom. Now, sitcom, for those of you who don't know, is a portmanteau of situational comedy, and it's a style of television that was extremely popular in the 80s and 90s. It usually followed a core set of characters who had a wacky adventure each week. It's characterized typically by being a multicam production, having a live studio audience, or sometimes the infamous laugh track. But one of the most iconic and memorable parts of sitcoms was the theme tune, was the song that played every time you watched the episode. Now, this was before Netflix invented the skip intro button, which kind of put paid to listening to the same song again and again and again. But before that existed, you literally had this calling card of the show that you would hear and you'd come screaming through the house past your siblings saying, "It's on!" And a lot of them were really fucking catchy. And so today, I'm going to be listening for the first time to some of the big 80s sitcom theme tunes, and we're going to see what we make of them.
Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. What might be right for you may not be right for some. A man is born, he's a man of means. Then along come two, they got nothing but the genes.
Okay, so we've got a sort of a Motown thing happening. So we're in the key of G major, we've got a descending bass line, so it goes G, D over F sharp, which is a dominant chord 5, down to the minor, and then 4, 5. And this chord progression, to me, forms a really nice, neat wee package where we go for a roll around some harmony, and then we come back to the dominant at the end.
Different strokes it takes, different strokes it takes, different strokes.
Cool, so we sort of feel like a country thing here where you have this really classic 4-1. They got different strokes. C, G. So it's really safe, it's really wholesome, it's really family friendly, and we can put the hook with the name of the show, Different Strokes, over the 4-1, which keeps us in a really, really hooky, poppy place. Ba, 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 the C, G. And it's kind of poppy, it's kind of upbeat, it gets us excited. I like it. It's so happy, it's so poppy. Oh! So the theme was written by Alan Thicke, a Canadian songwriter who became kind of a juggernaut in the sitcom theme writing universe. He wrote for Different Strokes, Facts of Life, and Wheel of Fortune, to name a few. And he really got famous for this kind of poppy, easy listening style. It really grooves, so it's got something you can tap your foot to. I like it a lot, actually. Okay, next up is a show called Perfect Strangers. A quick sidebar, I've heard of all of these, but I've never actually seen any of the shows, nor have I heard any of the intro music, so it's a real adventure for me, and I'm really enjoying it. Perfect Strangers. Okay, Jesus Christ, we are in the 80s, aren't we, with that keyboard sound? C major, love to hear it. Kind of got that EP electric piano sound. which to me immediately places us in the 80s. It's that real big forward-fronting 80s sound, and I think I heard some gated toms coming up. How exciting. Harmonica.
Sometimes the world looks perfect. Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes
Cool, so we've got the ukulele special. C major to F major. We love to see it. It's great.
no matter what the odds
Here we go.
are, this
4, 5.
nothing's gonna stand in my way. This flame in my heart, like a long lost friend, gives every dark street a light at the end.
Oh.
Standing tall.
So they're really, this one feels really aspirational. It feels like a song that could belong in a montage of someone studying really hard to get into college or working really hard to run a race. It's got this big, like, I would call it a really aspirational song. Inspirational, aspirational. You can do it, we can do it, we're all going to be really good friends. And interestingly, we have a similar format to Different Strokes where we have just a solo male voice, a few 80s instruments kicking around. There's nothing too adventurous with the texture. There's no big backing vocals. There's no gospel choir, orchestra, sax solos, or anything like that. They're really contained, and they seem to rely on the strength of the songwriting more than anything else, which is cool. We're kicking into the chorus now.
On the wings of my dream, rise and fall. On the wings of my dream, rain and
Oh, chord 3.
praise, I'm bound for better days.
Ah, great. So we have some interesting harmony here. Chord 3, E7. The chords that we expect to hear in a key are based around the scale that belongs to that key. So, this song is in C major. A C major scale has a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and a C. So all of the chords that we expect to hear can be made up of these notes. A C major chord has a C, E, G. A G major chord, which is chord 5 for the key of C, has a G, a B, and a D. F, D minor, E minor, B half diminished. So what happens when we break the rules? Well, that's where we would create tension in our music. So the first time that this song does this, have a listen, tension. Hear that? Another rain. Now the note that doesn't fit in here is the G sharp, because within a C major scale we only have a G or an A. The G sharp isn't actually available to us. What it does is create tension that we then get to relieve by hitting the A minor. And over the words rain, talking about sad times, they know what they're doing. Following the major chord 3, we have one of my favorite chords of all time, which is major chord 2. Bound for better days. You can hear it in there. So instead of chord 2, which is normally a bit of a passing chord, it doesn't really do much for us. Maybe we use it as we're walking up the scale. It now becomes a feature, and it becomes this really strong strident sound. So in the context of Perfect Strangers, we get the rain, we're bound for better days. And it feels bright where it shouldn't. It feels like it creates a different feeling to what we expect. I think it's really clever. I love using it in my songs, and you should too. So again, we're like, the lyrics are so striking, eh? It's my life, it's my dreams, and nothing's gonna stop me now. Or whatever it is, right? They're really aspirational. It's telling us that everything's gonna be okay. Sit yourself down, watch the sitcom, you're gonna be fine. Right, next up we're going to Growing Pains, which is back to our old friend Alan Thicke. Let's see what he's got in store for us now.
Show me that smile again. Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near the end.
I can't get over the lyrics. I can't get over how pure and wholesome they are. I don't mean that I don't mean that in a negative way. I really like them. I think there's something really nice about the television of this time, what sitcoms were doing, which was just so wholesome and so sanitary. Okay, hand on my heart, honesty time. This one actually took me a hot minute to figure out because it starts on chord 5, which we don't often start a song on. So, fucking good shit, Alan Thicke. Well done, mate, you got me. Alan 1, Andy 0. Show me that smile again. So we're starting on chord 5, we're in B flat major. F, no, F, B flat, and then chord 4 or chord 2 maybe? 4. I like it. Oh. Ah. Okay, I love it. Thicke has really hit his stride here. Going from B flat to C major, which is cool. Let's have a look at that key change. I think it's really interesting. The best is at it to begin. Yeah. Don't waste another minute on your crying. That's cool. I like it. Of course, how could I forget? I should say we're like dirty 4-door floor, Phil Collins rock feel. It feels really, really safe again. It's toe tappy, but it's not different strokes. You know, like if we're doing a thesis on Alan Thicke, which I'm sure some of you out there have, please let me know if you have, I want to read it. Different Strokes was country, quite upbeat, poppy, really toe tapper. But this, I could slow dance to this at prom in the 80s with my amazing prom dress on and my hair in a perm. Like, I can see it happening. 6, 4, it's great. Cute. Oh. Cool, so we've got another chord that doesn't fit into our scale. We've got chord 7, flat 7 technically. It's really cute. I always think that flat 7 you get a free pass for. It's so common in pop music and contemporary music especially that it almost doesn't feel too out of place. That if we're going, you know, then we go here, it doesn't feel out of place. But it actually belongs more to the key of F than the key of C. So it's got a B flat, which is not in our C major scale. Puts us into F major. It's cool though. I really like this one. I think this is my favorite one so far. Gorgeous. Really nice. And last but not least, we're going to be having a look at the theme song for Cheers, which is called Thank You for Being a Friend. Now, I will be honest with you, I have heard this one sung every now and then, but I don't think I've actually sat down and listened to the actual studio recording. So this still counts as a first time listen, if you ask me. Shut up, you're not my mum.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
Okay, so we're starting with a perfect cadence, which we've had before, chord 5. And then into just what appears to be quite a simple piano ballad. It's cute.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away?
Here comes the band. Okay, so this feels really, really quite different from everything else. It feels really 60s to me. It could belong in a on an album by the Monkees or the Beatles or the Mamas and the Papas or a folk tune like that. It's really gentle. There's none of this kind of big, belty male vocal sound that we got in something like Different Strokes. It's really gentle. It's really inviting. And I think it kind of gives me this feeling of soothing, being at peace, and wanting to come into this bar, I think. Everything from this really curious, D minor 7, maybe F6. It's cool. It's really simple. It's got this driving 4 to the floor piano beat. 4 to the floor meaning we've got piano hits on each of the 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? It's really simple. It's every piano ballad ever written. But then it gets a little bit spicier. So we've got a secondary dominant taking us in to C minor, which is chord 2. D minor 7 flat 5. G7 flat 9 taking us into Wouldn't you like to get away? So it's sort of it falls on a lyric that talks about transitioning. So everything's like this and like this and like this, and everything's like this and like this and like this, and nothing ever changes, yada yada yada. Suddenly, we're listening A. Wouldn't you like to get away? So I think the word setting feels really important for all of these tunes.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name.
Triplets, nice.
You're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same.
Nice.
You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
It's great. It's famous for a reason. It's great. I really like it. We've got flat 7 again. Remember our flat 7? It kind of just sneaks in there as one of the chords that we expect in this key. Where everybody knows your name. Round we go. And the triplets. It's nice. Chord 3. And we stay in this 4 to the floor feel the whole time. And it's something we kind of associate with anthems, 4 to the floor. Something you can belt along at karaoke or at a football match or something, right? Some say love, it is a river. Or even and through it all, she offers me protection, a lot of love and affection, whether I'm right or wrong. You know, so it's got this really clear anthem feel, and I think it's a great hook. Where everybody knows your name. Triplets help to keep it memorable and help to keep it fresh. And that does it. That's our top 80s theme songs reviewed, analysed, criticised, appreciated. But I would really, really love to know which one is your favourite. And if you think there's any 80s songs that I've missed, for goodness sake, put it in the comments. While you're there, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It would mean the world to Mama Andy. Thank you, my darlings. I'll see you next time.